That time of year is upon us. It is the time of year where the new year starts. And I am doing my annual first year video, which comes out a little bit earlier than normal. Well, I guess I can't say that. New Year's is Sunday, so it'll still come out Friday. Kind of reliving some stuff. Got my new computer up and running, so that's been a new fun thing to do. We got a bunch of snow. Still see it in the ditches. Late last week, I guess everybody knows that from 2022. What else can I say here? I'm going to turn the heater on just a hair. It's a little chilly in here. Today's Tuesday before. I'm going to go eat out with some friends. Before New Year's, I should say. So kind of wrapping it up. Let's start off with cool things we've done in this video. We've gotten closer on the 47. Not quite really there. Was hoping to work on it this week, but I don't think that's going to happen just due to the fact of the snow. I still have some other stuff to do. I need to mount some tires up for this K10, and I usually do that. Well, if you've watched any of my videos, you know I work outside and we still have the snow, so that's kind of holding me back just a hair. What else can we talk about? Chevy 2, still got to fix that. That's got a clutch rod that's bent, I'm reckoning, because I can't, new clutch, new flywheel, and it is not adjusting out. The flywheel needed replaced anyways. That thing, I'd kind of abused it a little bit and set the clutch a little too tight, so it was always engaged when I did the first clutch on it. Learned my lesson on the second one, but I don't think it was quite right. So I got that in there with the new clutch disc. Hopefully I can get around to putting the transmission back in. I didn't have too good of luck stabbing it last time we went around. What else can we talk about here? So that's getting my daily vehicles back up. Those have been kind of my big holdup on working on other projects. Got a lot of parts for the CT90. Got a lot of parts. Just haven't had the time to work on it, or the weather been cooperating, which is fine. That's fine. It's sitting there. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet. Really haven't messed with the Triumphs. I have a lot of parts for the CL200. Got all the clutch parts. Got a new front brake for it. And you may be asking why. Well, about 500 miles into me riding that bike, when I first got it, the speedometer, well, it's probably closer to 600 or 700 miles, because it was past the 500. So that's how I knew I needed to do my oil change. The speedometer kind of just stopped working. I bought a new cable didn't help, and I have a sneaking suspicion that it's the front assembly. I tried removing that all and it didn't quite work, so I think it's kind of, once it's in, it's in. What else do I got? So I'd like to get that going, because really I'd like to start riding a motorcycle to work. Not every day, once or twice a week maybe. With the higher fuel prices, it was a bigger priority. There is a peacock out there. So that's kind of my goal. Plus, then it'll kind of maybe condition me for the Florence race. There's also a couple more races I would like to do locally. I'm kind of out of shape. I need to cut back on the Dr. Pepper. That's for sure. The Cowie, I got a new cylinder for it. With that, I need to find a new piston, because the cylinder I got is standard, but finding standard pistons is almost impossible, I've realized. Or it's just a little bit harder than finding the cylinder. I could just bump up to 20 over, and I could buy a new piston, new rings. It may come down to that. I don't really want to put machine work into it, but I guess if I'm going to go all the way, I'm going to go all the way. I need to buy a crankshaft for it. because that one side is bent. Get that fixed. I should have a pretty decent engine, especially once I figure out why it won't shift out of neutral. So I'm gonna have to split the case anyways. Might as well replace what I didn't last time this time and just kind of call that good. Because I got a new front tire for it, because I had a trials tire for it, and then I decided after the race this probably wouldn't have done me very good. Although I would have had, if everything had worked out, I would have had the knobbies to grip in the mud in the rear and push me out. The front tire probably would have been clogged up pretty good, and I probably would have slipped and slid. Whereas I think with the trials tires on the rear, it helped, because once the front was clogged up, the rear was pretty much clogged up, and then I didn't really have too many issues of it not sliding out everywhere because it wasn't going anywhere. So we got that. I do need to I need to look at the two-stroke pump on that. It wasn't really pumping up the way I liked it, so need to work on that. Other than that, shock rebuilds and brakes. Double checking the brakes. I got time, so I might as well replace them when I can find parts. Moving on, so that covers those. I need to put in the floor pan for the 67 at some point. It's cut out. Just need to cut, or the new metal's cut out close to the size. I need to remove the metal from the car and then put it in. Need to try out the new bottle I have for my welder. We also have, I did not get a chance to work on any of Ron's vehicles, which bums me out because I kind of like doing that, because one, it's not my money, two, it's just working on stuff. Plus we all kind of get to hang out and work on stuff, and I don't really get to do that a whole lot. I don't really have anything that I really want to get, but I really want to get through the Florence race and kind of get that done. I'd also like to get back onto the 63 Chevy too, but that's going to require me buying some quarter panels for it. Full quarters, not quarter skins, which is what I bought previously, and going that route, because, well, quarter skins aren't what I needed. Weren't what I needed. I needed the full quarters because I need the trunk area. I don't really want to splice everything in and go from there.